One day, you're going to look around and you're going to realize that everybody loves you, but nobody likes you. And that is the loneliest feeling in the world.
I admit it, another hoe got me finished. Broke my heart, oh no you didn't.
Hi everyone, to another news time. I am your host, Norg97 here, and today we're just covering the news from yesterday. This is going to be pretty interesting, and today, of course. This is a pretty interesting news time. There's a lot of things I have here. I'm going to say at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 pieces of news here, so this will likely be around 15, 20 minutes long. So, if you like news, leave that subscribe button. I try to cover everything in the NHL and maybe even other leagues too. I do have a KHL video planned. Actually, it's gonna come out sometime in the next couple weeks, cause it's actually a pretty interesting one. I'm gonna start doing like monthly KHL reviews and like review the statistics and the standings from each player and all that good stuff. So, you know, we're gonna try and spread around. We're trying to spread Nordic Nation out into different other hockey leagues instead of the NHL, because you know, the NHL is the most talked about hockey league ever. So you know, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna get a lot of new viewers from it. It's gonna be pretty entertaining. So, anyways, let's get into this. Bobby Ryan has reportedly cleared waivers, which means that he cannot be signed. He cannot get picked up by another team. He is now officially a free agent. His contract was bought out, and I'm just disappointed. You know, you guys got my thoughts earlier yesterday, and I'm not gonna say them again because I'm actually really disappointed in just the Sens franchise. You know, people were telling me it's the right and the wrong move. I get it. I kind of get what they were trying to do, or maybe this is what they were trying to do. They were trying to clear cap space. You know, Bobby Ryan's like $6.2 million, and that's perfect. You get rid of $6.2 million in cap space. You can go out and sign someone in free agency. The problem is, though, you just got rid of your, probably, some people would say he's the face of the franchise. I don't know who is the face of the franchise of the Ottawa Senators. But, Bobby Ryan's definitely one of those top leading candidates. And I mean, like, he has been through a lot. You know, he found his alcohol. He's been through all of his demons, and he's just done a lot of things to get back to hockey in the Ottawa Senators, especially. And I mean, it just stinks. It's horrible. You can blame Melnyk, and I agree there does need to be some change done with Melnyk, but there's nothing we can really do about it as fans, besides boycott, which is likely what a lot of fans are going to do this season. So Alex Lyon, the next news here. Alex Lyon has signed a 1-year deal with the Philadelphia Flyers worth $700,000. And it's a decent signing. You know, he's an AHL goaltender. He's never really played in the NHL. Lyon's 27 years old, mind you, and he's a goaltender. He played 3 games this season. He was 1-1-1. So, you know, I guess decent stats. And, I mean, you know, he's basically just an AHL goaltender for most of it. And, you know, he's a pretty good guy. So, you know, I'm not sure what to say. So, anyways, with that, the Toronto Maple Leafs have hired former Senators head coach and Blue Jackets assistant Paul Mclean as their new assistant assistant coach. And you know, it's a good hiring. You know, Toronto's just trying to mix up the lines here, or no, not the lines. Mix up the coaching staff here, because you know this team needs some new things. And I think Paul Mclean's a great addition for that. You know, he's a former Senators head coach. I think he led the team to the Cup Finals, in fact. And he was the Blue Jackets assistant. So, you know, I think this is a good signing. I think that, you know, putting Paul Mclean on this team, I think it's gonna help out Toronto in a way. I mean, like, yes, Toronto definitely needs a change in coaching staff. 100%. Next up, Joseph Blandisi. We got a bunch of signings from Montreal here. A bunch of news in Montreal in general. Joseph Blandisi has signed a 1-year deal with the Montreal Canadiens, a 2-way deal. You know, Blandisi, I've never really heard of this guy until I heard of the signing. Blandisi's 26 years old. He's a center. He played 21 games this season, had 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points. He didn't play a game in the playoffs, by the way. Yeah, he's a decent guy. I think you give him one more chance on his 1 year. He is 26 years old, so we'll see what he can do. We'll see if this guy can do the right things, do the right moves, and he can coach this, and he can play with this team and try and lead them. Because, you know, Montreal needs offense. That's one thing that Montreal needs, and it's huge. So I think that this can help the team out. Now, one thing that will really help the team out is this next signing. So Jeff Petry has signed a 4-year deal with the Habs as well, worth $6.25 million, averaging no value. Petry is 32 years old. He's a defenseman. He's aging pretty well, and there's a lot of Montreal's defense is kind of aging. There is some young guys on there, but it is aging, especially Shea Weber, Jack Petry, Alzner, all those old players on the team. And I think that this signing locks him up for 4 more years, and it helps out the defense a lot because he actually was the leading point scorer for Montreal this year. He played 71 games, had 11 goals, 29 assists for 40 points. And as I said, he helped out Montreal significantly this year. And, with Montreal's defense aging, I think it's going to help out this team quite a bit. All right, next up here. So you have Brian Decord. I probably said that wrong. Probably butchered that name really wrong there. Brian Decord was named the new assistant GM of the Arizona Coyotes. Now, with him, the Coyotes are really trying to change up their staff in the front office. And, looking at this, Bill Armstrong's not screwing around. Bill Armstrong is looking like he's like, okay, I'm not coming here to get a tan. He's just basically blowing the staff up. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see signings I wouldn't be surprised if we see signings or trades happening pretty soon, because this guy's looking like he's just trying to change up the front office, and then he's gonna focus on trading the players and the other things in the team. So yeah, I think this will help. I think this can help the Arizona Coyotes. The Coyotes, they're really uncertain heading into this season with a lot of things. So this might be exactly what the Coyotes need. Next up here, Dale Weise is not re-signing with the Canadiens. Dale Weise is going to test the free agency market. Dale Weise is 32 years old. He's a right wing. He played for the Flyers before he played for the Habs. He was traded there, or did he re-sign there? I don't even remember. But yeah, this season he played 23 games, 1 goal, 4 assists for 5 points. In the playoffs, he had no points in 5 games. Looking at this, who would sign him? That's my huge question. Who out of all the teams that could use someone, who would sign him? That's my huge question. So let me know in the comments below, Habs fans, if you have a prediction on where Dale Weise is going to sign, because he's really just a 4th line center, to be honest with you. When he really just put it all into one, basically, and next up here, we got a lot of signings, because of course the free agency is getting big, and free agency is almost September 26th. I think just 4 or 5 days from now, it's gonna be like 9 days until the free agency starts. So they got to really start getting this together, getting ready for this. So yeah, Turner Ellison has signed a 1-year deal with the Detroit Red Wings, 2-way deal. Ellison, a great AHLer. I have not had the opportunity to see him play yet, but I definitely want to. So yeah, he's 28 years old. He's a center. He did not play at all with Detroit this season. He played one game with Calgary back in 2018-19. That didn't work out. But in 61 games with the Grand Rapids Griffins, he had 9 goals, 13 assists for 22 points. Again, with the Grand Rapids Griffins, a decent AHLer. That's a decent 3rd-line center. So I think this guy, a 1-year deal is worth his contract and worth his numbers too. We need to talk about the Penguins Panthers trade again. I know I made multiple videos on this, but we need to talk about it again. So there's been multiple things that have come out in the past 2 days about this. So first off, Jim Rutherford. Jim Rutherford didn't know that the team was losing cap space. I'm not joking. Look it up. He didn't know that the team was losing cap space. He thought he was gaining cap space, but he was losing cap space. He lost nearly $1 million in cap space. So he said that it got us in there, and then he's like, oh wait, it made us lose a little bit. So yeah, the problem is that I don't know why a GM it was yesterday too. I don't know what was up with management yesterday, to be honest with you. Management was kind of going through some weird stuff. But with that, like, how do you not know? How do you not know that? If you're looking at a trade, you should analyze all the cap space, all these players in their cap space, see if you're gaining cap space or you're losing cap space. Don't just make the trade. Like, this isn't NHL 20 where you have infinite cap space. Like what? It's really stupid. I don't know what to say. It's just remarkable that he didn't even know. Like, And that kind of worries me in Pittsburgh's future, because if he makes dumb trades like this again, or he doesn't check the cap and makes dumb trades like this again, what's gonna happen? Let's say they trade Chris Letang or Evgeny Malkin for, I don't know, Louis Eriksson. Even though that wouldn't happen. But let's say they trade him for that, and he thinks he's gaining cap space, but he's losing cap space. He can't think that. He needs to actually analyze it. He needs to analyze the cap space for his team. The cap with these two players that he got, Matheson and Skeevior. Analyze it, add it into their cap space, take out Hornqvist's cap space, and see if you're gaining or losing cap space. As I said, there is a plan here. Pittsburgh does have a plan. Their plan. It was a rumor time discussed about a week ago, where they were planning on signing Chris Tanev if he doesn't re-sign with Vancouver. And what they need to do that is to clear cap space. And at first, I thought this would be a decent move by Pittsburgh. Then I found out they lost cap space, and I'm like, what are you doing? And this proves my point. I don't know why I'm ranting. I'm not even really ranting. I'm just kind of venting a bit here. I don't know why Rutherford would be stupid enough. And I'm sorry. I'm calling Rutherford stupid because he kind of is stupid by this. I don't know why Rutherford would be stupid enough to do this. Now we go to Patrick Hornqvist. What does Patrick Hornqvist think about this whole situation? We found out today that Patrick Hornqvist tossed all of his Penguins equipment outside of his home onto his driveway after being traded to the Panthers. He reportedly felt unwanted in Pittsburgh, and so that way he was traded to Florida. I absolutely get it. Hornqvist played 6 seasons with the team. He's been a very key player with the Penguins. He's been one of the players that's been really well known on this team, and I just think that this is just disappointing. I was surprised to see this. I thought Florida wins this trade, but in the end, Pittsburgh kind of might win this trade in the long run. But no. I think Florida wins this trade by a landslide. I think whenever Hornqvist plays Pittsburgh next, that's gonna be an interesting game to watch. So I would watch that game if I were you guys. There's an article. Just look it up on Twitter. There's an article talking about how he threw his equipment outside. There's even pictures too, which is kind of surprising. And it's annoying. So Sam Gagne has signed a 1-year deal with the Detroit Red Wings. Worth $850,000. Gagne is a 31-year-old player. He's a center. He played 42 games this season, had 6 goals, 7 assists, and 13 points. Split with the Edmonton Oilers and the Detroit Red Wings. Now Gagne, oh boy. Now Gagne is one of those decent centers, like 3rd, 4th line centers. You gotta give him. You can't really blame him on the Detroit side of things because Detroit was just Detroit, and Edmonton. It is kind of unacceptable that he's getting that many points, but I don't know, but so Gagne signs a 1-year deal with Detroit. He's gonna stay with Detroit for another year, and we'll see what happens. Trevor Lewis. Trevor Lewis is not re-signing with the Los Angeles Kings. This is our final piece of news. He is off to free agency. Now, Trevor Lewis, I've known him a lot on the Los Angeles Kings. Been one of those well-known players. He's 33 years old. He's a center. He played 56 games, had 6 goals, 6 assists for 12 points. Looking at those points, you think to yourself, you're like, yeah, he should probably leave. And, but yeah, Lewis, he's not going to be with the Kings next season. He'll likely be in a different jersey. We'll cover that on October 9th. So, yeah. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 5 subscribers by the end of the year. We're currently at 444. We may gain some tonight. This will not be the last video for today, but it will likely be the last news time. There might be news time tomorrow, but if Tampa wins, there will definitely be a lot of things going on tomorrow. So, yeah. If you enjoyed, leave a like, hit that subscribe button. And, yeah, there will likely be another video coming tomorrow. I'm working on a video that's like 40 minutes long, and it's going to take forever to make. So, yeah. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video.